Now at 5, details on plans for a new addiction treatment center in Pittsburgh. Plus, the Miami Fire Department teaches residents fire prevention tips. And the death toll in Florida from Hurricane Ian continues to rise. We'll have the latest.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
City officials in Pittsburgh hope a new addiction treatment center will alleviate some of the burden on hospitals and police officers. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Jordan Albee. The city last week agreed to pay $400,000 to help build the center. City manager Darren Hall says the center is going to be beneficial for the city, saving officers a lot of travel time as well as money since they currently are taking patients to other communities. Hall says this has other benefits for the police department, like right now they're struggling to find employees.
It takes out all the travel time that we currently have to do. If we do have somebody that needs this service and we have to transport them to another community, it's time away from Pittsburgh for our officers. We've estimated it's maybe $250,000 a year in travel time and time away, so it's a big deal.
Construction of the new center is going to begin in January. It should take about 10 months to complete. The Miami Fire Department in Miami is making sure people know how to prevent fires. Today they hosted a fire prevention show at the KOAM Theater. It's a chance for residents to learn about smoke detectors, tips to prevent fires, and how to properly extinguish them.
Dress up like clowns and put on costumes and get them interacted with different things. You know, during our show we like to, ask them questions to get them interacted and, make sure that they're having a good time. It's all for them. It's fun for us, but it's also, it's all for the kids.
October is also Smoke Detector Awareness Month. It's a reminder to check those batteries in your detector to keep you and your family safe. Sam Lane joins us now. First look at the forecast. It is so dry out there.
Yeah, you're right, and that dryness is going to perhaps start contributing to some grass fires as we go through if we don't get some rain soon. Right now, radar is all clear across the area. Sometimes we can detect the smoke plumes from those grass fires on radar, but nothing like that right now, thank goodness. But we are expecting some changes in our forecast as well, and we're looking at the drought continuing across our area too. If we can go to that map, I guess we're not going to be able to go to that, apologize, but we'll talk about more about the drought as well as some changes in our forecast and some cooler temperatures towards the weekend, Jordan.
Sam, thanks so much as always. The death toll from Hurricane Ian continues to rise with at least 94 confirmed deaths in Florida. More than 500,000 customers still without power. The search and rescue missions are ongoing in hard-hit areas like Fort Myers. Reporter Jason Allen has more from Englewood, Florida.
Just park your trunks, stay in your vehicles.
The National Guard is handing out critical supplies to storm-weary residents at distribution points like this one in Englewood, Florida.
What is it that you guys are most in need of?
Water.
An irony lost on no one as flooding and storm surge from Hurricane Ian transformed lives and landscapes. Boats are piled on top of buildings in Fort Myers Beach. The entire area now deemed unsafe.
The water level is above the roof. The whole thing is, this is everything we could salvage. It's our lives.
Damage assessments are ongoing, but more than 500,000 customers are still without power.
That is a goal that they are trying to hit, to have all customers that can receive power by Sunday of this week.
Thank you so much.
In the meantime, residents are toughing it out.
If we can just survive with generators, and as long as the Guard is doing such a wonderful job of bringing food, water, and ice in, we'll be good. We'll be good.
On Gasparilla Island, just miles from where Ian came on shore, the winds were strong enough to strip the trees bare. The homes that are built right here along the beach, they're still standing, but on some of them, the entire second story of the house is gone. While cleanup is underway, there are questions about the timing of evacuation orders, leaving officials on the defensive.
72 hours before the storm, we still were not in the cone. Lee County wasn't.
By the time we heard it would hit here, it was too late to leave.
Matlacha and Pine Island residents are effectively trapped after Ian wrecked the only thoroughfare.
We are working with FDOT to begin the construction of a temporary gravel bridge to get people on and off the island.
The governor's office says more than 1,600 people have been rescued since the storm, and crews are continuing that mission this week. Jason Allen, CBS News, Englewood, Florida.
President Biden went to Puerto Rico today to survey the damage caused by Hurricane Fiona. The Category 1 storm left widespread damage when it crashed into the island 2 weeks ago. The president announced $60 million in aid is on the way to fix levees, flood walls, and to create a new flood warning system. Power has been restored to about 90%. The island's 1.47 million customers, but thousands in hard-hit areas still without electricity or clean water. The Supreme Court's new term got underway this morning. During the term, Now, the court is going to hear cases involving several hot button issues expected anyway, like voting rights. One case could result in state legislatures being granted near total control over elections, including those for federal offices. Also on the docket, a case revisiting race as a factor in college admissions. Another case involves a Colorado web designer who refuses to build websites for same-sex couples. Both cases could end up decades-old precedents and practices, ending those. Coming up in Health Watch, a survey on sleeping habits.
Many Americans are struggling with sleep. I'm Elise Preston with what you can do if you're stressing before bed.
And later, some tips to help you save money on holiday shopping this year. Today's Health Watch, the CDC has found suicides here in the U.S. increased 4% last year after 2 consecutive years of decline. There were 47,646 suicides in 2021. Still lower, though, than the all-time high of 48,344 set back in 2018. The largest increase in the rate of suicide occurred among males ages 15 to 24. Well, a new survey suggests many Americans are struggling to get to sleep. Reporter Elise Preston has more on what you can do if you're having troubles getting to bed.
Gina Fiorino is a busy, full-time working mom. The 44-year-old says it is not easy to get sleep.
I spend a lot of time trying to wind down. My brain does not slow down as fast as I probably would like it to.
Nearly 1 in 5 Americans report struggling to fall asleep at night, according to a new survey from the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center. Dr. Anissa Das says from the pandemic to politics, people have more stress and worry.
We've noticed a 29% increase over the past several years in insomnia referrals to our clinic.
Stress can increase heart rate, blood pressure, and make muscles tense. Dr. Das says relaxation therapy can help manage stress as we're falling asleep.
One form is progressive muscle relaxation, where you progressively go through your body to relax your muscles. Another one is guided imagery, where you really focus on a story or a scene, and it helps you to focus on something other than all the things that we're stressing about.
Bad habits can also impact sleep. Nearly half of Americans are on phones before bed. More than a third fall asleep with the TV on.
We want bright light in the morning, which helps amplify our circadian drive, and then we want to decrease the amount of light we get in the evening.
Gina says being able to spend more time with friends and doing activities is helping her stress.
I'm able to talk through some things that are happening in the world and the community. So I'm hoping that combined with just trying to get on a better fall asleep time schedule will help settle things out for me.
She also tries to set aside her phone when it's bedtime. Elise Preston, CBS News.
Sleep doctors also recommend talking to your healthcare provider if you're having a hard time falling asleep or staying asleep. Insomnia can sometimes be a symptom of an underlying medical condition. California researchers have found a link between inflammation and cognitive problems in older breast cancer survivors. The study, involving hundreds of breast cancer survivors over age 60, found those with cognitive issues also had higher levels of an inflammation marker in their blood known as CRP. Typically, doctors check CRP levels to determine risk for heart disease. And a new study finds eating refined grains is associated with an increased risk of developing heart disease in middle age. Conversely, eating whole grains reduced the risk of premature heart disease. And that's a look at today's health news. A little bit later, how a meeting between OPEC nations this week could impact gas prices here.
And it was a beautiful day across the area. I'll let you know what the weekend looks like as well as early next week in your forecast when we return. Boy, what a gorgeous day we had across the 4 states with lots of sunshine, warm temperatures, low humidities. Normally that would be a good thing, but in the midst of a drought, it's starting to become a problem. Right now outside, you can see on our tower cam, not a whole lot going on, clear blue skies across the entire area. And well, this isn't the Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, but it is here outside the studios, and it's a pretty nice day. Lows this morning were very chilly across the area in some places, like Grove with 44 degrees this morning, 46 in Miami, 48 in Pittsburgh, generally a lot of 40s across the area, 46 in Stockton as well. Then this afternoon, we started to warm up pretty nicely. Highs this afternoon were in the lower 80s across our area, even some mid 80s over in Fredonia with 85, also 85 in the Ville, as well as Bartlesville, 81 in Neosho, and 79 cooler degrees down in Cassville. And temperatures right now are still pretty much in the upper 70s to around 80 degrees. Here's the remnants of Ian. It is now moving out in the Atlantic, but now we're watching two areas of disturbed weather out in the Atlantic that could create some problems, but we have plenty of time to look at it. Nothing developing right now, but we're going to be keeping an eye on our tropics for at least another month or so, because once we move into October, we have to start looking a little bit further down into the Caribbean for any tropical disturbances that might pose a problem to the United States. Right now in Joplin, it's pretty nice. We made it up to 85 today. 48 was the low. Normals are 76 and 53. We can get as cold as freezing like we did back in 1987. And of course, we can be up there in the 90s as well, like we were back in 2006. So far this month, we've had 3 days of above normal temperatures. We're starting off October just like we did in September. Hopefully that's going to be changing. But right now, radar is clear, no systems on the horizon. However, we have to go all the way out in the Rocky Mountains before we see the next storm system. This is going to be moving its direction towards us, but it's going to be very slow in doing so. Right now, some severe weather, actually, believe it or not, in Arizona associated with that frontal system. And as it makes its way towards us, we'll start to see this clouds increase and the moisture as well. Right now it's 84 in Joplin, feels like 81. The dew point is 43. The allergies are good though. They're starting to come down. Today it was 5.2, tomorrow around 5.1. So that's some good news. And most of that was ragweed and chenopop. Your future forecast looks like this tonight. Generally lows in the 50s across our area with some clouds up to the north. Then tomorrow we're going to see a repeat of today with temperatures in the low to mid 80s across our area, southerly winds, and we'll start to see the clouds increasing a little bit from the west. And then as we go into Tuesday morning, we'll see lows generally in the 50s, maybe a sprinkle or two by Wednesday morning. But don't get your hopes up. It doesn't look like a major system. Here's the front that's going to be moving in from the north and west on Wednesday evening. You can see it kind of sliding through our area, but still temperatures are going to be mild, upper 70s to around 80 degrees. Then that front moves through the area, but the cold air is lagging behind. It's going to be way back up in Nebraska and won't arrive here until about Friday. That's when we start to see the cool down as we go into the weekend. Until then, we're going to see 80s on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and then Friday, 64, Saturday, 65, and then the rain chances increase on Sunday into Monday, Jordan. So at least we have some hope on the horizon for some rainfall.
We're going to need a lot of it, though.
We're going to need a lot to catch up.
Sam, thank you so much as always. Coming up, some tips to save money this holiday season, but first we pause to honor a local veteran, William Simmons. Served in the U.S. Army Air Corps in 1944-45 as well. The Fort Scott, Kansas native was stationed in the Philippines. We are proud to thank and salute Tech Sergeant William Simmons. He's this evening's four-state hero. Now, to learn more about all of our four-state heroes, or if you'd like to nominate your own, please do that. You can visit our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Top of today's Consumer Watch, drivers have been enjoying a welcome break from recent record gasoline prices. It has been nice, right? But there's concern that the OPEC plus oil producing nations are considering cutting output by more than 1 million barrels a day when they meet this week in the United Arab Emirates. That would be aimed at lifting petroleum prices and could affect what Americans pay at those gas pumps. Starting in October, it should be a little easier for food stamp recipients to buy groceries. Because of inflation, the U.S. Department of Ag is increasing monthly benefits by 12.5%. That amounts to an additional $104 for the average family of 4 each month. Nearly 41 million Americans count on food stamps to buy groceries every month. The increase doesn't completely make up for the rising cost of food, however. That's because grocery prices jumped more than 13% in August. You might think it's too early to talk about holiday shopping before the leaves have even changed. I agree. It's still nice out. Enjoy the seasons, right? But this year is different because of high inflation. Toys cost nearly 3% more compared to last year. Clothes, about 5% more expensive. And household items in general, up more than 10%. Reporter Nancy Chen has some ways to help you save.
Halloween is still weeks away, but some people have already jump-started the gift-giving season.
I'm just looking for deals, just because prices of things like milk are going up. Have you started holiday shopping yet?
No. Normally, I would start around November, but this year has to be different.
In a recent survey, 38% of consumers say they're starting holiday buying earlier than usual, and 58% say deals are more important to them this year. As shoppers look to take advantage of deeper savings and spread out their spending to avoid the inflation sting, Retail giants like Amazon, Walmart, and Target are taking note. Amazon will hold a new Prime-like event starting October 11th, boasting holiday savings on thousands of brands. Walmart says it'll be offering even more deals this season. And Target is holding its annual Deal Days October 6th, almost a week earlier than last year.
Retailers are coming out of the gate as early as possible because consumers may be holding their money tight to the vest.
Trey Bodge is a smart shopping expert.
The good thing about early shopping is you're spreading your shopping out over multiple pay periods if you have a job, right? So it's a little bit less impactful on your immediate budget.
Bodge says items like video game and console bundles, holiday gift sets, and winter apparel will be better priced later, so it's smarter to hold off.
How can consumers feel confident that they are getting the best deal if they're starting so early?
Retailers are offering extended price protection, and rest assured that a lot of the retailers are expanding their return windows.
For even more savings, try using browser extensions that'll apply coupons at checkout. Check your credit card's cash back offers. And make sure you do your research and price compare.
Is it kind of weird to see people holiday shopping when it's still, the leaves are green and people are wearing shorts?
No, but it's weird to see them put up the decorations.
Even though we see these deals coming out earlier, consumer spending is expected to be down this season. Still, because of excess inventory, there are some unexpectedly deep discounts right now on things like casual clothing, furniture, some electronics like TVs and classic toys like Jenga and Battleship. Speaking of toys, since the hottest ones can be hard to get, shop early and check back often for deals. Retailers have already released their top toys lists online with options to filter by price. The Toy Insider suggests budgeting 15% more for toys this year. And check with local independent stores. They could have the toy you're looking for that might be sold out at big retailers. Nancy Chen, CBS News, New York.
Here's how you don't save money. Kim Kardashian paying a $1.26 million fine to the SEC. The payment settles civil charges after the reality TV star touted a crypto asset on Instagram. She also agreed to cooperate with the SEC's ongoing investigation and not promote any crypto securities for 3 years. The SEC charged Kardashian with failure to disclose that she was paid $250,000 just to publish that post, violating the anti-touting provision of the federal securities laws. Soon, Amazon is going to make an device that will let you know whether you're sleeping good or not. The company says the new device, Halo Rise, is going to start selling later this year. Halo Rise will be able to track sleeping patterns without a wristband. You see it's just on the nightstand there, using no-contact sensors and artificial intelligence to measure a user's movements and breathing patterns, letting the device track sleep stages during the night. You can also connect to Alexa, letting users wake up to their favorite songs. Amazon emphasized that Halo Rise does not have microphones or cameras. Final check of the forecast next. Up next in the CBS Evening News, an exclusive interview with the head of the CIA. Then on KOAM News at 6, 2 more victims are found after a shooting at a Tulsa high school's homecoming. Plus, we're going to learn about more plans for Pittsburgh's new addiction treatment center. And Pittsburgh State continues its climb up the national rankings. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. Hey, if you're ever on the go and still be able to watch our newscast live, just download the KOAM Plus app. It's available free of charge on the Apple and Google Play stores, as well as Roku and Amazon Fire TV. All you have to do is search for KOAM Plus. Sam joining us now. Final look at the forecast. No complaints temperature-wise.
No complaints at all, with temperatures in the 80s in the afternoons and then pleasant 50s and 40s in the morning. But as we head towards the weekend, it's going to get cooler, as well as some rain chances early next week. And in the extended forecast, it's going to be a little bit unsettled. We're not exactly sure how this is all going to pan out, but at least we're starting to see some rain chances appearing in our forecast with more normal-like temperatures.
Everything outside can use more water.
Absolutely. You know, with all the dry vegetation and everything, if we don't get rain soon, we're going to be concerned about growing concern about grass fires, wildfires, things like that. Fortunately, the winds have been light, and so that's what's kind of kept a lid on things. Yeah. But if the winds start picking up with all these dry conditions, it's going to become a concern.
It's going to be bad news. Sam, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for joining us. We'll see you at 6.